tell us a bit about you, your name, age, where you were born, rank, and your background in the Army Cadet Force, please?
My name's Reid, aged 52. Do I have to say that? 52. My role in the battalion, I'm a Lieutenant Colonel, and my role is Deputy Commandant Cadets. I have been involved with the Army Cadets as a cadet and an adult since, wait for it, March 1980. But I did lie about my age. I wasn't 13. We couldn't join till 13, so I wasn't 13 till September the 27th. March the 30th I joined. So when I was 14 at Culty-Bragan in 1982, I'm standing on the drill square trying to remember drill physiology because I've actually made it to my 4-star in 2 years. So then the training team, one of the members saying, how can you be doing 4-star and you're only 14-year-old? Don't get me wrong, 14, even with 6 months, at 14 and a half doing 4-star, I sort of went through pretty quick, but had some good role models as well.
So you're saying that you've been obviously in the Army Cadets quite a long time. What would you say is your most rewarding role in the Army Cadet Force?
See, you ask most people that have done and fulfilled many roles in the battalion, a lot of them will go back to detachment commander.
Yeah.
Where you've got the personal contact. But then you become a company commander and you've got personal contact with 6 detachments. So it was almost, when I went for this job, was I'm going to have contact with 34 detachments now. So that way, I just think it's the best. I mean, that 34 detachments, to me, cadets is what I'm all about. You know that. There's nothing better for me than travelling around, visiting all these wee troopers, and it gives me the opportunity to do that now, which I never had before. Detachment commander, good. Company commander, even better. But this role, for me, and you know what I'm like, it's all about these. If we can help them in any way, I'm really enjoying it because it's opening my eyes up to the whole battalion, and the battalion is performing well, even under these unprecedented conditions.
No, that's great, sir. It's nice to hear a different answer because everyone we've interviewed has said detachment commander so far. So you've obviously been around for a long time. What would you say is your biggest strength?
So many.
Leadership is massive in the military world. Sticking to the core values, I totally agree with. But I think for me, with the amount of cadets and all that's I've dealt with over the years, is how we manage them. They're all different little creatures, different little people in their own way, with their own skills, and it's about managing them and finding out their strengths and weaknesses. Then we can work with them and just try and make them better than people. So I would say having the ability to manage and build that rapport with cadets is massive. Massive.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So do you have any goals for the future?
Goals for the future? Well, when I took the post June 18 of Deputy Commandant, I set myself a few goals, as I sort of always done through my career. One was organise a battlefield tour, which was going to be more relevant to the battalion, i.e. we were going to St Valery this year, unfortunately, because of this COVID-19, but we postponed it, hopefully go June 21. So that was one of them. 2 was to try and bring the standard up the training in the battalion. Hence one of the reasons I go down to I visit the Master Cadet course, so I can then come back and educate our cadets to make them better prepared for going. So there's a lot of things. I'm trying to think
So would you say when you're setting your goals, you're very training focused? So you're thinking all about the cadets and how you can make
I think the other thing was just try and get people singing off the same hymn sheet, so the battalion are all striving for the main goal. And the main goal is for the cadets to achieve. And that's where we should all be going. The other thing I was thinking about was a visit to another battalion, i.e. I've tied in with maybe Northern Ireland, where we can maybe get a wee visit and make a wee exchange visit, a bit like Orkney do with Buckinghamshire ACA. And the other thing I wanted to try and do in that 5 years was get the cadets parachuting. And that was another thing I looked at. But because St. Valerie's sort of took over, I put parachuting on the back burner, but it's still on my radar. So that's probably the sort of main goals for me at this moment in time.
That's brilliant, sir. You're obviously a really busy man. What do you like to do in your spare time to out with cadets?
Just relax. I like to watch sport. You know, people know that I'm a football fan. Now I've got dog. The dog, Blue, the Club Detachment mascot. I just like getting out with the dog. I take him out with, just let him run about and just spending some time with the family, because cadets and the role I'm in now, it's sort of, I've got a massive commitment with 34 detachments, and I will try and endeavour to visit them every year. So, you know, you're out and about quite a lot, but I'm lucky. I've got a partner who understands the battalion, who was a serving officer in the battalion, so she knows, and she's a great rock for me, which everyone needs. Everyone needs, because family suffers sometimes, so it's good to spend some time with the children and that.
Yeah, kind of just wind down with the dog. So you're obviously quite a confident chap. What, and if you do you have any fears, and what is your biggest fear?
You know, I heard Colonel Amira talking about it yesterday. I'm sorry, like, the caving freaks me.
It's not
Lieutenant Roberts, Robbie, he has been at me ever since he came in the battalion, and you know this, as I said to Fiona, I can't be a leader. If I can't do what I'm expecting the kids to go and do, so I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm actually going to go and do it. You know me, I'm always up for, I'll never ask the cadets to do anything I've never done myself, so it's probably one of the things, caving, confined. And then I think about if Richard Thorpe and the boss and that, you know, I'm quite slim and like to think I'm quite sort of agile, but when you're in there, it's a different kettle of fish. And I know you've both been, so maybe we'll all go together and you can hold my hand in that.
And we've taken the cadets down, both Sergeant Taggart and myself, and it's been a really rewarding experience. So don't worry, we'll get you through those wee holes, sir.
Right, okay, we'll go for it soon. Robbie will be delighted.
Can you tell us something interesting about you that nobody knows?
That nobody knows.
Apart from Fiona.
Any
interesting facts?
Something interesting. I've met a few members of royalty. Prince Charles, I'm the Duke of Edinburgh, myself, and at the time, I was a young captain, I was going to say there, and Major Paul Lober. We took 30 cadets down to Redford Barracks. The Queen's Own were getting their new colours, so they asked the TA and cadets to go, so we got the chance to meet them there. And Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson at Inverness, because they were what was he? Countess Inverness or something like that there, Love Inverness at one point. So I met them as well. So I'm meeting Paul Gascoigne, probably. That's the right answer. A lot of people have met him. Just a funny guy and a brilliant footballer. So a few interesting facts.
Cool. So you're obviously talking about there. You've filled quite a lot of roles. You've been in Regmore, Inverness, and you're now in Murray. You must have a proudest moment in the Army Cadet Force.
Several proud. For me, as a Deputy Commandant Cadet training, I'm always proud. Anytime I see a cadet going up to get an award, a promotion, a badge, it always makes you feel proud. Company commander, when you are the company commander and your company win the champion company, it always gives you a wee flurry, shall we say, always gives you a wee buzz. But probably the proudest moment for me was 2013? When we got the battalion got the first champion cadet, RSM Angus Cadec. So that for me, to be a company commander, to be the one, I would say that would be the proudest moment, to have a small influence on that lad's career, who's now, as we all know, just commissioned from Sandhurst. He's away to join 3 Para. So when you see that, you'd like to think that, you know, a lot of it's down to the cadet themselves, but you have that small influence and how you sort of manage these cadets and channel them through their careers. So I'd like to think I had a small influence on the, Angus's career, but so proud. When he phoned me to tell me, I was like, I had to sit back down again. It was just, that was probably one of the proudest moments. But as I say, anytime the kids achieve, that's a proud moment. And it should be a proud moment for everyone.
I'm guessing that you've got some sort of a list of things that you'd like to do. Do you have anything that's on that bucket list?
Visit Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
I've been, sir. Yeah. It's amazing.
I've travelled a few places. I've been over America, but the eastern board. I didn't go to the other side of the board, San Francisco side, the west. New York, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, but sore in the feet because all you do is walk. But just a totally different way of life, and it's just as vibrant as you see on the telly with the 10 lanes and Fifth Avenue with 100 yellow taxis. And I think Hong Kong, I've always wanted to venture out east, so I think Hong Kong would be nice.
Just out of interest, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
Every young boy since in football would want to be a footballer, but realistically, once I was getting older, I was playing with at the time Inverness Thistle, who are now Caledonian Thistle now. Probably I was going to go to the army until I got offered like a job and I got offered a contract with the football team. So then I just took that. I decided, in hindsight, it'd been a great thing. I could be all retired now if I joined the army and everything. But no, cadets was the next big thing. And it was, I had the opportunity to join as an adult straight away. So I was obviously wanted in a wee bit, in a small way. So I had the best I've had the best of all worlds. Played a lot of football, cadets, loved it. I wouldn't change anything. Cool.
So obviously then, with playing football, you must have had a nickname. Did you have any nicknames when you were younger?
I'll tell you a quick story. My parents not moved up to Inverness from Fife to Fairmont. So my brother and me, I was like 10, my brother was 12, went to Drake's Primary School, where I believe Lieutenant Burnside's a teacher now, watching the boys playing football. Ball came over to us and it sort of rolled at our feet. So I started keeping up, he's not. So then next minute, you want to play? Started playing, I was just skinning them. Wee fast guy. I was really small, but I was really fast, skillful. And he says, he plays like Kevin Keegan. So we started calling him Keegan. So this brings me to a story about a young cadet from Florida that I met. Watching the football in Otterburn a couple of years ago, a wee guy playing in goals, dark hair. He was brilliant, man. Just a wee guy. I says, "Here, man, what's your name?" And I was, me, I'm always up for supporting the battalion sports, Second Lieutenant Ennis and that. So I'm always looking for wee footballers to give her the names. Well, my name's Cadet Campbell. What's your first name? Keegan. I says, "You what?" She says, "Oh, Keegan." I says, "That's your first name?" "Oh, my mum liked Kevin Keegan as a footballer." So I told him the story about me. Well, the next morning, I'm walking to the muster parade at 8:30. All I hear is, "Morning, Keegan." Here's this wee boy called wee Keegan walking across the square. So me and him have now got a relationship. Wee Keegan, he's a brilliant wee lad. He's from Florida Detachment. He's a brilliant goalie. It's just a small world. So it was just, there was a story there. So me and the wee man now, he always speaks every time you see him. Just brilliant, just a brilliant wee guy.
And those of you that know Lance Corporal Campbell can imagine him shouting that across the parade square at Lieutenant Colonel Reid. I know I can.
It was 2 or 3 times, and Major McLean had to say, "You can't call him that." And I'm saying, "Major McLean, it's all right. It's it's a wee thing. I just realised that's his name. He knows it." But he did. He's just a really great wee guy. Like every time he texts me, "When's the football? When was the Cadets part? I can't going to go ahead." And just a brilliant wee guy. Love him.
Well, shout out to Lance Corporal Campbell there then. I'm sure that'll make his day when he watches this. We're going to move on to some questions that we've been asked from the cadets and CFADs for you, sir, if that's okay. We'll start with one from Major George McDonald, and he's asked, should we bring back the Regimental Night Guard parade and a Commandant sick orderly?
Well, George is round about my age, and we were sort of cadets together. So George, the Regimental Night Guard, we used to go on. Every company would put a cadet forward. They'd do a parade. the guard commander, who was the orderly officer, orderly sergeant, would pick the best dressed. That best dressed boy would spend the next day with the commandant, sort of. But then we cut it back to like the morning, so that was his wee perk, and he got off the guard at night. But the cadets used to be on guard right through the night, so that would be. I don't think we'd be able to take the night guard, but I would be more than to bring back some of these traditional things. The stick orderly was brilliant. That cadet, the next day, to walk about, even if you walked about with the colonel for the first couple of hours of training, I'm a stick orderly. Wee things like that, and there are shields, and there is a stick for the cadet to carry, and I think there's a strapping belt that he wears as well, like a cross belt. So yeah, I'd be up for that. We'll just need to speak to the boss, Colonel Mike.
I like it. So there's another question from Major McDonald, and he's asking, can you still do a bed block, and should we reintroduce them into the sergeant's mess?
Brilliant. The sergeant's mess, they're always saying they're the grafters of the battalion. So I'm quite up for that. Bed blocks, yep, I probably could, after... The secret of doing a bed block was once you had it made it right, and your officer came in and he passed it, he said, oh, that's a good bed block. That was your bed block made for the whole week. You just pick it up gently, lift it off your bed, under your bed, and sleep in your sleeping bag.
And I'm sure any of the cadets listening will now take that idea forward.
Well, honestly, see, to do a bed block and to do them the standard we had to do them, like all the round edges, all really lined up, and you put the eventual blanket went round the whole lot of the blanket sheet, blanket round, and all had to be, and the commander would just throw them on the floor, but do you know what I mean? Yeah. Bring them back, I don't know. Duvets out of the way.
Okay, I've got another question for you from Major McDonald. He's asked how many times...
George is obviously bored just now, is he?
No, this is a good question, sir. How many times did you go in the bumper boats at Scarborough?
Scarborough, 1982, Burnside Barracks. In fact, that's where the RSM Frimley Park, RSM Lightfoot's from. A couple of times, but I also remember them throwing me in as well into the pond on the way home, and I walked into camp absolutely, because I found out I couldn't swim, so they threw me into the pond. I mean, that's what your mates do. But then it was only about 3 feet deep when I stood up, so I was all right. I clambered about for a wee bit, but bumper boats 2 or 3 times probably. George was never off them.
So our next question is from Colour Sergeant McLeod in West Lewis, and he's asked, how many times is the word drill used in the Skill at Arms manual?
Lots. Lots and lots. No.
Any guesses?
You know what I mean? It must be in there. Let's just say 3,012. I don't know, 3,012 times. I wouldn't know, but I will be expecting Colour Sergeant McLeod to provide me with the answer next time I see him.
Okay, next question is from SSI Graham Wells in Elgin Detachment, and he's asked, how much has the ACF changed since you were a cadet, and has it been for the better?
Changed massively, but it's like everything else in life, everything evolves, for the better for sure. The opportunities for the cadets are massive. When we were cadets, we had no sporting, we had no regional, we had no national sports, we had no overseas trips. That didn't come until sort of mid-late 80s. But the opportunities now and the cadet experience, what we were trying to provide every time for the cadets, and you know, just to give them something different, it's just massive now. Discipline in our day was a lot harsher. For instance, me as a cadet, training 3-star, Redford Barracks, 1981. That's when I got my first stripe. So cadets nowadays training post 1-star, bang, stripe, post 2. So in our day, it was a lot harder. You had to really earn your rank. Discipline was a lot harsher, but it never ever did us any harm. Mm-hmm. Never did us any harm at all. But it's great to watch the organisation, and what a great organisation it is, change and evolve over the last, what we're talking, was nearly 40 years. Mm-hmm. But all for the better. The opportunities for the kids, 6 weeks in Canada, the AT opportunities at Seacart or going to Bavaria, just the music, the sports, representing your country. Oh, we never had that. We would have had it in abundance because we were all footballers. But for the better, yeah, definitely.
I would agree with you there, sir.
The next question is from, now you don't have to answer this one. Next one is from SSI Wales, and he's asked, who is the best company in the battalion?
I don't have to answer it.
You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Or you can be really biased.
Or you can be diplomatic.
All 6 companies are the best to me now.
Oh, I like it.
I've always had an affinity. Everyone knows that I was an Inverness, a Rigmore Detachment Cadet, so I was an Inverness Company Lads. I was a company commander, both Inverness and Murray, who predominantly have been the strength in the battalion over the last however many years, which is a truth in itself. But just now, I welcome the growth of Caithness, the spark over in the Western Isles, the spark in Orkney now with a new battery commander, company commander. But the biggest ones that are coming up are probably Ross Company. And last year, I think Annual Camp, they were there or thereabout in the champion company now. No company outside Inverness and Murray have won it for the last ever many years. So credit to Major McDonald, credit Captain McFucker and all the company CFAVs there. They're doing a great job. And it's great to see. Great to see.
Sir, can I ask a question? No.
Of course you can.
I was just going to ask, you know, obviously we're shut down at the moment for the foreseeable. There are obviously going to be cadets that are soon to age out, that were planning on doing Master Cadet, Champion Cadet, these kinds of competitions, you know, and they've gone from being able to go down to these competitions to not being able to do anything at all. Is there anything to be being put in place, or any ideas for how we can make that a bit easier for the cadets?
It's funny you asked that, Miss Burnside, because we have a few cadets just now that were about to go Master Cadet April. But the main one for me was Andy Tate, Sergeant Major Tate from Ross Company, who was due to go Master Cadet. The following week he was due to go on the Champion Cadet. He was also due to pick up the Cadet RSM. So for me, I felt I have to do something for this boy. That boy's career is now going to finish because of COVID-19. He's not going to be able to end his career, fulfill his career. So there is a staff cadet opportunity, and I put the feelers out to try and see if we can have that availability, because it is on trial just now with about 12 counties in the UK. But I'm going to touch base with Regional Command and see if we can enrol a staff cadet mid-trial, which will help. And I'm sure there's many senior cadets all over the UK who are going to feel this coming to the end of their career and not being able to do their SCIC, Master Cadet, attend the Champion Cadet, or, you know what I mean? It's just... So, hopefully, and I'm sure all battalions will be the same in counties, they'll be trying to get maybe extensions for their senior cadets. So hopefully, and I can't see them not agreeing to it, hopefully, fingers crossed.
And sir, what is the role of a staff cadet? Is it different from being a cadet?
Well, it's
like a CFAV?
It's going to be slightly different in the way where they can stay till they're 20, but they're not obliged to stay till they're 20. So if it's just to extend that part of their career where they've maybe come in maybe later on, joined at 13, 14, they've got to age, I really have to do that Master Cadet. It gives them that bit more time. But they'll still be treated as cadets. There'll be different accommodations, and you know there will be rules in place for them. But it's to give them the opportunity, to possibly finish their careers and to do more courses as well, to do external courses, whether it be educational or adventure training, but that's mainly there. And plus, hopefully the transition from a cadet to an adult to becoming a CFEV is a bit easier for them. And that's another way you can maybe work through their beginning with them too, sort of thing, you know.
And that's great. I'm sure that'll be really reassuring for a lot of cadets to hear at the moment. I know there are a few that are soon to age out. Yeah,
I know there's Mary Company, have got a few Master Cadets that were supposed to go, and there's kids supposed to go in the SCICs and that. So hopefully, and I'm sure Regional Command will see this, they'll maybe do something to assist us, hopefully.
Okay, sir, the next question is from Second Lieutenant Nicholson. He has asked, do you think Rangers will ever win the Premiership again?
Of course. I mean, yeah, of course. Stevie G at the helm, you know what I mean? Let's go, as Stevie said. Let's go.
And he's also asked another question. He's asked, if you could pick between Henrik Larsson or Scott Brown, which would you choose?
all day, every day. I remember saying to a couple of friends of mine, Celtic fans, if you were to take a Rangers player and if you were to take a Celtic player to your club and vice versa, who would you take? Henrik Larsson all day. What a steal. They bought him for about 600,000, and he turned out to be one of the best strikers in Europe. Scott Brown, nah, he's a Voldemort lookalike. No, nah, different types of players. Henrik Larsson, honestly, then went on to play for Barcelona and Man United, so it speaks for itself.
Cool. Next one is from the Company Sergeant Major in Caithness, CSMI Taggart, and he has said that he will donate an undisclosed cash amount to the NHS if Lieutenant Colonel Reid sings 2 verses of the Fields of Athenry live at the end of the interview.
Are you up for the challenge, sir?
Up for it.
Firstly,
Undisclosed amount.
I'll be brutally honest with you. I do not know verses, right? And I wouldn't want to know them. I know it's quite a pleasant song in some eyes. And since Sergeant Major Farker's willing to donate money, I shouldn't have to do anything to earn that donation. So I'm sure Sergeant Major will now donate his £100 or so to the NHS up in Thurso. Well done, Sergeant Major Farker.
Okay, the next question, sir, is from Bombardier Ella Peebles in Lerwick Detachment. And she's asked, what's the most interesting thing you've experienced during your time in the Army Cadet Force?
Most interesting thing I have experienced. For me, I don't know so much interesting, but when I experienced just the cadets and how proud it makes you feel as a deck commander, company commander, when they're going up there and getting their awards and their certificates. And you know, that's just a great experience for me. It's, if you're not in the organisation, you wouldn't experience these situations, scenarios where these cadets, it's meant the world to them to achieve maybe their 1-star badge or their first dates, you know, and it's just seeing the joy in their faces. To me, that's the best experience for me, seeing the cadets and the adults achieving too. It's important for the adults as well. We forget about the adults. We've got a new deputy commandant, adults, who's, you know, adult training, Lieutenant Colonel Anderson. I'm sure he'll do great with them. But you always still have a wee thought about your adults as well. But just seeing everyone enjoy the experience of being an Army Cadet, brilliant.
Yeah. So next question is from Lance Corporal Joe Payne, and he's asked, how will the current crisis and obviously cancellations of cadet activity at the moment affect the progression of cadets through the APC syllabus whenever cadets reopens? What's your thought?
Well, you know, we're at the moment, you know, the battalion's doing a great job in offering the online, the virtual training, and the cadets can keep their hand in that way. But cadets have to want to do it as well. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing for me will be a lot of cadets will have skill fade, not just the cadets, the adults as well. So I think a lot of us coming back will be a lot of refresher training, revision training, just to get the cadets back and the adults back into the swing of things. But hopefully cadets are so resilient, like we sponges, so it'll be probably more the adults that'll find it a bit more difficult maybe, you know. No, you know, I think there will be a certain period of time, I think, where revision and refresher training will be in abundance across the battalion. But hopefully it won't have too much an effect.
That's great, sir, thanks. Okay, the next question then is from Lance Corporal Keegan Campbell himself. He's asked, when will the battalion football be on?
When will the battalion football be on? Oh. Keegan, as soon as this bans and the lockdown's all lifted, pal, I'm sure everything will fall back into place and the football will come back on. If we have annual camp, we'll have football. We'll make it happen for you, wee man. I know you're wanting to go to a Scottish Championship, but I'll get you there, pal. We'll get you there. So not just football, but all sports, all cadet activities will all come back together, which will be brilliant for everyone. There you go, Keegan.
So, another question from Keegan Campbell. He's asking, what's been your best moment so far as Deputy Commandant? Have you got a favourite moment?
This interview, sir.
Well, this is quite a highlight. I was out rehearsing on the deck earlier on. I was taking it that seriously. As Deputy Commandant, I suppose receiving the post, being told that, you know, it's quite an arduous and so I wouldn't say emotional, but it's quite a full-on interview where you're expected to give a 10-minute presentation with no PowerPoint, no notes, just stand up and just go. And then you get hit with your questions from the 3 colonels and a brigadier, and they're just getting fired at you from all. So about 45, 50 minutes, it's pretty intense. So I think when I came out of there and thinking to myself, I mean, you know how it is. You know if you've done reasonably well in an interview. My father used to say, God bless him, it's all about selling yourself too. So to come out and then to be told, go and get a coffee, right, Colonel Wallace, Charlie Wallace wants to have a word with you, Deputy Commander of Cadets. Oh, you've been successful. That was brilliant. That was probably one of the good moments, and probably the first time I stepped on the square in front of the battalion to do muster, to hand over to our ex-commandant, Colonel Leon. Colonel Mike was deputy commandant already. He says, no, you do the first day. This is the first time you've done it. So to stand in front of your battalion, you stand in front of your companies and that, but to stand in front of the whole battalion was a pleasing, proud moment as well.
Okay, so thanks for answering those questions. We're now going to move on to our quickfire 40 round, where we ask you 2 options and you have to choose the option. Is that okay?
That's fine. Let's go.
First one then, cat or dog? We know
Dog.
The answer.
Dog. Blue, he's just my wee treasure. And he's missing you.
Blue?
He's missing you.
Where is he? Do you want to show him?
No, Fiona not's taking him out for a walk, so we had to do this. She might be back before we finish, but.
So the next one then is Celtic or Celtic?
Neither. I just no.
Unfortunately, that wasn't an option, sir.
Nah, that's not an option. That's the same. You know, you can't have that. That's like saying lorry or day. Right, next one.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Bacon Butty. What was that one, sorry?
Better outfit.
Better outfit. Okay. Next one is Bacon Buddy or Sausage Butty?
Bacon.
Genuine or charming? Which would you rather be?
Genuine.
Facebook or Twitter?
I'm probably more active on Facebook, but I prefer Twitter. Get more information on Twitter, I think. Yeah. More valuable information. There's a lot of nonsense with the keyboard warriors on Facebook, so Twitter.
Yeah.
Fiona or Rangers?
Oh.
Fiona's not in the room, hopefully.
Think wisely about your answer, sir.
Has to be my rock, but gee whiz, it's really tight. I'm not joking, like Rangers or Fiona. No, I'd have to say Fiona, you know, married with my children, and gee whiz, Rangers pusher.
Ketchup or HP?
HP.
Bath or shower?
Oh, shower every day, but I like to have a chillaxing bath, especially if you've been out on an exercise or something like that. You come home, shower, then have a bath.
When you change the toilet roll, do you put it over or under?
Over.
Good.
So far, we've not had an under. That's good.
Well, I actually have just said over to agree with you, because I actually do under. Aye.
Lamer.
I don't know. It's what my mummy taught me.
I always thought if you put it under, it was to stop the cat from like grabbing it and rolling it down.
But what if you don't have a cat?
We can't actually hang our toilet roll in the holder because of the wee munchkin Blue. He'll just go take it for an Andrex toilet roll run. So we have to put the toilet roll on the side. Wee monkey.
When you put your mugs in the cupboard, do you put them the right side up or upside down?
Right side up.
See, I'm an upside down.
Yeah, really? Oh, yeah, I'm the right way up, and then everything gets stacked on top.
I think I change.
I think so.
Like you put a pint glass in, you can put 2 or 3 pints. You know, the slim ones, straight ones. You can put 1 or 2 or 3 on top. You know.
Yeah.
I suppose you do it the other way too.
Either way. So number 12, truth or dare?
See, when I was younger, Keegan, I dare to do this. Go and do it. No, probably truth,
Truth.
Probably truth. Truthful honesty is a big thing for me.
Heels or flats?
As in for me to wear?
Yeah.
Well, flats all day long, eh? Gee whiz.
That's a tough one.
We know Sergeant Taggart likes to wear heels, so.
Love a good heel. Love a good heel.
Well, you know, I've seen Colour Sergeant Smith and Captain Cameron and Captain Thorpe dressing up those women one year at annual camp, if I recall. So they're bound to have a few pairs of heels in their wardrobe.
Sweets or crisps?
Sweets.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
TV or book?
TV.
Horror film or rom-com?
Oh, behave. Horror.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Dancing or singing?
Pretty poor at both, eh? So I'd probably say singing.
I've heard you sing.
Pretty bad.
I sing quite a lot when I'm at annual camp. I'll be wandering about and I'll be singing. I forget where I am and I'll be walking past like accommodation. I'll hear later on, oh, Sarah, that was pretty a nippy John. The tune you were singing earlier on, I'm like, oh here.
You're always whistling as well, sir.
Dancer, I'm not a good dancer. Nah.
We know. Remember at the reunion.
I ate some reels and all that, eh?
What's the next one? Fieldcraft or nav?
All day long fieldcraft. Fieldcraft was always my baby as a cadet.
Whiskey or wine?
Whiskey.
Would you prefer to dine in or get a delivery?
Probably delivery, yeah.
Sergeant's mess or officer's mess?
I have to say officers, but I tell you, the sergeant's mess for me when I was younger, I gained a lot of valuable, experience and just gaining from the older ones. So sergeant's mess was always a good place for me.
Yeah.
Just to gain that, but I have to say officer's mess.
Would you prefer to save money or spend money?
Spend.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Polka dots or stripes?
Stripes.
Early morning or late night?
Bit of both. Probably early morning. I'm sharp up in the morning.
A DVD or cinema?
Cinema.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Train or plane?
Plane.
Skydive or bungee jump?
Skydive.
Scott or blue?
Ow.
I hope Scott's not listening.
They're not. No. Scott or blue? Scott blue. Blue Scott.
We'll take that as Scott, yeah.
Right, Scott blue.
Sir, that's all the questions we've got to ask you. Thank you for coming on and allowing us to interview. We like to finish off with a wee message from you for the cadets and CFAVs, if that's okay.
That's perfectly fine. And no, it's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. Fiona's not here, so I'm just going to say that answer, Fiona and Rangers. I have to say Rangers, but she's not here. No, I'm only joking. No, Army Cadets, all Army Cadets, One Highlanders, stay strong out there. Stay safe. This is the famous word that everyone's using, unprecedented times. I have never seen anything like this, but we have to just keep doing what we're doing. We're trying to keep us in the loop and offer you some online training. Take note of the training, get online, try and keep your hand in there, stay safe, and we'll come out with this, and we'll come out with this for the better. But just look after each other and just stick to the guidelines. Obviously, the MOD Regional Command will follow the government guidelines, and I know we're all missing Army Cadets, and it makes you value the cadets in the organisation, how much you do with the cadets. So I'm sure that the cadets will be missing, and hopefully all the adults are touching base with the cadets, just making sure they're all right, and vice versa. So just stay safe. That's it. Cabra Fay.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.